Man, it was definitely the coaching staff. Like I feel like you definitely hear that a lot too. The coaching staff is really what brought me in. Like like you said, I was an overly high recruit, and I kind of Pitt was my first offer, and I kind of looked past them at first. But in the long run, the coaches stuck with me whole time. They never like every time they called just to check in. Doozy called just to check in, just to see how I was doing. Just that overall bond I got to build with all the coaches is definitely what hooked me in, really.
How often were they communicating with you throughout, your years, and where did that compare with some of the other schools?
Right. So, like I said, Pitt was my first offer, so I got that my sophomore year towards like the spring area, towards around now. And the way they communicated, like some coaches not throwing nobody under the bus, like, but some coaches would do it in like an annoying way, straight graphics, straight all this every day, every single day, sending something. Nah, they'll call, I think once a week, once every other week, just to check on me. I remember Coach Archie, I came down just to come see me in school. Like I'm in weights, working out. He's watching me lift weights. Like just the little stuff like that is what differentiated them from other schools.
So Mason, when you got your experience so far here, has that kind of translated over? Has it been what you thought it would be because of those interactions?
It definitely was. Like some people, when they say when you choosing a college, don't really look at the coaching staff, and as that is true, coaches can go anywhere at any time. When I came here, everybody stayed the same. We all kept the same connections. Like Coach Archie, he still calls just to check up on me. Like you won't get that fake love just coming here. Just we want to get you off the market so nobody else will get you. So West V won't get you. No, they'll bring you here. They'll treat you like family, like you they sons, and that's really that stood out to me.
What has stood out about them as coaches, I guess, that you've got going on in football and stuff like that?
Yeah, so football-wise, like I said, Coach Archie, Coach Sanders, those are the two DB coaches I usually hang with. Coach Bates. Coach Archie stood out to me because every time I came to see him, we would talk, or every time he came to see me, we would talk, and we would talk about ball. Like he would ask me, he'd be like, "Do you want to talk about ball, or do you want to talk just to talk?" And when we talked about ball, he broke everything down, and the way he did it, it helped me learn it like a lot faster than usually I would. And Coach Sanders, like the exact same way, like with Coach Archie, Coach Sanders, basically a copy and paste of each other. Like both two really good coaches who put a lot of good people in the league, and that's where I want to be when like I get to that point in age. Like that's where my end goal is going to be. I want to be in the NFL, and I want to be able to represent Coach Sanders, Coach Archie as the best corner who could do it.
Mason, you anticipate playing corner at Pitt?
I'll play whatever they want me to play. Corner, safety, nickel, like I'm here.
From a corner standpoint, what about your skill set allows you to be able to thrive in those man situations?
Yep, so I'm fast. Like I ran track from my freshman year up to high school. I've been on varsity since. Like everybody's gonna be fast in college, but how I want to do it, I want to be like the fastest to do it. So being fast is definitely one of my skill sets, and playing physical. Like at that corner spot, some corners don't like to hit. They get paid. They say we get paid to cover. I don't believe in that. I get paid to hit, cover, lock you up, make sure you ain't got not one catch on the field. I don't care if you're the best receiver. I don't care if you're the worst receiver. Like, I love hitting. Like, at the end of the day. I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Being fast and physical, is that a big part of why this defense appealed to you?
It's a big part. Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
You said you like to play fast. You're fast and you're physical.
Yes, ma'am.
Corner, and that's kind of how Pitt plays defense. So is that part of why, like, what appealed to you as well about the team?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. That's definitely one of the things that appealed to me. Like, especially with Pitt's defense, we go a lot of man. I love man. Like, that's really what brought me to corner, that I got to put people in the dirt. I got to guard the best people on the team. I got to embarrass the other side of the team, or other side of the ball. My fault. So that's definitely something. Like when I was talking to my trainer about Pitt, he was like, they play a lot of man. Automatically in my head, I'm like, okay, light bulb. And then they I love man. So I'm trying to mix and match what I'm trying to do, switch my technique up a little bit, but yeah, it's definitely something that appealed to me.
Anything else?
And how about for you? What appealed to you about this Pitt defense?
Their blitzing and their aggressiveness. I believe that's what caught my eye because, like Mason said, I love to hit, and I love the physicality of football, and that's really what brought me here.
Is there freedom too with the linebackers to be able to go make plays, to be in different position, not like pigeonholed into one area?
Well, like Coach says, he says, don't be a robot. So, don't just stand around. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Feel what you're supposed to feel and make the play you're supposed to make and do what you're supposed to do as a player, and it will just come to you. Sorry.
You had a lot of wide receiver in high school. What led you to want to be a linebacker?
My sophomore year, the end of freshman year, my head coach really seen. I had some he's seen me as a real physical receiver, so he just over the years he just wanted to. He just felt like I could make plays on the defensive side to bring that physicality to the other side of the ball.
What about Virginia football that makes you a lot better than you probably would have been if you played somewhere else?
You're just saying Virginia as the whole state?
Yeah, where you from as well?
I feel like there's certain areas where there's good competition and there's some areas where there's not. And I feel like when we traveled and got that competition, we became better players. Sorry.
What made you decide to enroll in January?
Because of my weight. I feel like I wanted to be better prepared than I would be later in coming in the summer.
How much do you weigh now?
200 pounds.
Have you gained weight in the 2 months you've been here? Or?
Yes, sir. I gained 10 pounds.
Yeah, sorry, wait.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to gain to 215 or to 220. It depends on how this off season goes.
And what has your time been like around the linebackers that have been here? What are you trying to pick their brains about with this defense?
Just like their technique and how the little small things they do in their footwork and I guess I don't know. I'm sorry.
What do you like about Coach Manilak?
Coach Manilak, he's just a raw human being. He's gonna be 100% honest with you, no matter what it is. And I like his saying, always do not try.
Did you have a similar experience with Mason where you felt like this coaching staff was pretty honest, like there was something just different with Pitt than maybe other schools?
Definitely. I feel like their personality never switched on me. Because I was an undersized dude, he never disbelieved in me, I guess, like other coaches would. Because coaches would fall in and out with me because my weight would always fluctuate. But Coach Manning, he kept that same communication and kept that same, he just was still him at the end of the day.
Anything else?
You more like money linebacker or what?
Star.
More star?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about that spot?
There's no really much difference in the star and money, but there's no really much difference.
Obviously, Kyle Lewis plays star linebacker. What's it like watching him and the season he had last year?
It's good because it realized what it takes to be an All-American and what you have to do behind the scenes. Also, like working out with him, during the nighttime. During the nighttime, I'm just getting that little extra work in to understand the defense and understand the concepts I have to do for Wednesdays like this when we're actually going through it live in practice.
Anything else?
So, Jade, will you be playing linebacker with it?
Yes, sir. That's the idea. Obviously, coming from Ohio State, I was mostly at the safety position, but I'm a very versatile player, so I feel like I can play anywhere on the field.
What have they told you about that star linebacker position and how it works and why it would be a good fit for you?
Mainly my body type and my physicality, my speed. Players that we have on the team now, they're doing very well at that star position. So my body type, my archetype, I could succeed at that position as well.
How do you kind of reflect on your time at Ohio State? How do you feel like you grew as a player and person there?
I would say obviously a great coach like Coach Day, Coach Tim Walton, Coach Guerreri. They have a lot of great teaching, a lot of experience. So being under a coaching tree like that, you're always going to be a better man, a better person under those people like that. So.
Jay, at one point were you aware of some of the things the Pitt linebackers were doing, and how much did that impact your decision to see what Kyle and others were able to do?
Can you repeat that?
How much were you able to watch what the Pitt linebackers did last year? Obviously, probably not during the season, you're busy with your own, but on tape, and what excited you about the way they played?
What mostly excited me was how versatile the linebackers were. So there was a certain coverage I seen where, like, the star linebacker would be back in the post, next play would be blitzing, playing cover 4. So that really speaks to my playing type. So that's what really intrigued me.
What was it like growing and learning in that Ohio State program, coming from a championship type team?
You said what was it like growing there?
Yeah, what was it just like learning? What are some of the things you can bring from there here?
Mostly like your mentality. Something big that they harped on in Ohio State was accountability and a player-led team, and that's mainly what probably catapulted them to being a national championship team. So yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, how big are you now? What's your height and weight?
6'1.5", 209.
Have you been like kind of working with the other linebackers, learning from those guys? Like,
Yeah, linebackers and safeties. Yes, sir.
Who have you been talking to the most or watching film with the most?
You saying from a player's perspective or a coach? Obviously Kyle, guys like that. Safety room, Coach Sanders. We have to get a lot of time with him, Coach Manilak. So yeah.
Did you get recruited by Pitt out of high school?
Yes, sir.
Which coaches did you kind of get to know, and were you able to start at that?
It was mainly Coach Sanders because in high school, I was playing safety in a nickel position. I didn't really play too much like backer, so I was mainly like a DB in high school. Yeah.
Is 209 where you think you want to be, or do you think you want to?
Could you repeat that?
Is 209 where you want to be when the season starts? Or do you look at that more weight?
I'm just maintaining right now. Yeah, season 209 is good for me. Yeah.
What's your relationship like with Coach Manilak?
It was great. He was the main recruiter when I was on my visit, and we just had countless conversations on my decision of being here. I had other visits lined up, but he was the real selling piece to me coming here.
How's your impression of Pitt different now than when it was when they were recruiting you in high school?
When you were in high school and you were a highly recruited kid, you could overlook schools like this because you got Ohio State and Georgia and stuff like that coming at you. But I never took a visit here, and I think that probably would have changed my perspective, like actually being here. So once I took my visit here, like it's also unique too when you got the Steelers right next door. I didn't know that in the beginning, but my perspective definitely changed when I took my visit.
What were your first impressions of Coach Narduzzi?
My first impression, he's kind of hard to read sometimes, but when you sit down and talk to him, great guy. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks.
Number Sean next.
Sir, what was your path? I mean, just coming out of high school, from graduating high school to here, how did that path go?
So I graduated high school in 2020, so it was around COVID time. And I walked on to UC Davis. It's an FCS school in California. So I walked on there for like 2 years, and then finally got to earn a scholarship there, and then played, earning mid-season All-American, All-Conference honors, and then finally being able to transfer here.
Do you feel like COVID kind of affected your recruiting negatively? Like, just coaches weren't able to see what everything you could do from that?
Yeah, for sure. Affected a lot of things, a lot of lives lost, obviously, a lot of hardship. But yeah, for sure, we couldn't go on visits to schools. We couldn't really interact with coaches, only like on the phone. So we really couldn't get a feel for like coaches and player connection.
Spent 5 years there at UC Davis. Just talk about what that time meant to you. What are some of the things you learned in your time there?
Yeah, I feel like UC Davis is a big cultural school. So I learned how to be in a great culture. It's been like that since the day it started. So I feel like it molded me into being a cultural guy and putting the team before me.
Why did you want this opportunity?
Obviously, my dream is to go to the NFL. So I feel like Pitt, like you guys said before, it's known for having great safeties, great defensive players. So I feel like it was a great opportunity for me.
When you went into the portal and like Pitt reached out to you, were you like, Pitt? It's all the other side of the country, right? Like, was it sort of a surprise? Like, did you have to like think about it, or?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, it's hard being from the West Coast. I lived in California my whole life, so coming to a new place and being away from family, I'm really family oriented. So being away from that and the time zones, the weather is all different. So it's kind of like living on Mars. But the people here, the culture is really great here. So they welcomed me in and made me feel like I'm at home.
Did you know anybody or have any connections?
Nah, not at all. I don't know anybody in Pittsburgh.
What were your first impressions of the city of Pittsburgh?
It's a really nice city. On my visit, I saw all the stadiums, the football, hockey, baseball. So that was really cool. The big buildings, and then my favorite thing is like coming out of the tunnel, you just see the whole city. So, and then I came in at nighttime, so all the lights were up, so it looked pretty cool.
Who recruited you here?
Coach Sanders.
What's kind of your approach just as a DB? How would you describe yourself at the position? And just what is Pitt getting in you in the defensive backfield?
I feel like I'm really versatile. In my last school, I played everywhere on the defensive end or defensive side of the ball, from corner, nickel, safety. So I feel like a really versatile person, as well as a smart football player. And also, I play physical. I might be a little shorter, but I play really physical.
Is there one safety position that you've been playing more, or you feel like you fit in better?
Right now, I'm just trying to learn the whole system. So when we get into spring ball, I can figure it out from there.
You have a guy in the NFL that's like, you want to be that kind of safety and you're sort of model on?
I say Buda Baker.
What is it about him?
He plays aggressive. He's not that big, but when he hits you, you'll feel it, and he makes plays on the ball.
Coach Sanders was recruiting you. What were some of the things that you were talking with him? You're like, yes, I want to be at Pitt. I really like what he's telling me.
For me, it was his track record. He sent a lot of guys to the NFL from the safety position. So for me, that played a vital role into him recruiting me here.
Anything else?
Appreciate you.
Sean, how's it feel to end up here?
It feels great. This is home for me, though, so that's a great opportunity for me.
Did you do Obama? I know you played for Ukraine. Did you do
Yeah, I played for Obama, yeah.
You like Garfield or?
Say that again?
What neighborhood are you from?
East Liberty area? Yeah.
What was the difference for you, like playing in the city league, and how do you think that? I guess just coming back here, sort of completing that journey, makes it all sense.
It's gonna be great because I can have a lot of family and friends come to the games and everything there as well. So it's gonna be great.
What's the excitement been like with your family and friends to have you kind of back and being able to see them on a
They've been real excited though, definitely.
Was there a moment last season when you knew that you were capable of not moving up to Division I, but playing for
Yeah.
this season?
From the beginning of the season, I had a great start of my season done. I just knew from the jump, like, that's where I want to be. I want to go up after next year.
What made the start of the season so great?
I came out fast. Like, I made a lot of plays early though.
So what did you learn from that to where you can come out fast to start this year?
Same mentality. Just come out, head down, ready to work.
What did they tell you about kind of the opportunity that's here for a corner?
Say that again?
What did they tell you about the opportunity that's here as far as corner and what they need?
They press a lot, though. I like that, though, in my game. They like to press a lot. I have great ball skills, though, so when it comes to taking the ball away, though, I'll be there.
What do you think?
Oh, go. Was Pitt kind of like a dream school? Like, is it a place that you wanted to go?
Definitely. Out of high school, though, for surely, though. When I came out of high school, I wanted to be here a lot, though. I had went to a few camps, though, and I didn't get the opportunity to come here, though, but now I did, though, so.
You said you like the fact that they press a lot here among cornerbacks. Just how would you describe yourself at that position? Do you see yourself as a more kind of physical, in-your-face corner?
Definitely, yeah. Press is my best aspect, I'll say.
Were there guys here in the past or that are on the team currently that you came to know, while you're at CalU that sort of you grew a relationship with at all?
I knew a few guys just from being from Pittsburgh myself, though, of course, though. So it's like I knew them coming out of high school and everything, though, but I didn't have two real good relationships with them till I got here, though.
Who were some of those guys?
Cruz Brookins, I know him, though, too. Safety.
How do you feel like, as a guy who was, who grew up in the city, how do you feel like Pitt is viewed for young guys coming up?
It's a big school out of the city, though, for sure. Like, it's the biggest school in Pittsburgh, though, I'll say, though, when it comes to college, NCAA.
What's your relationship like with Coach Sanders?
Say that again, my bad.
What's your relationship like with Coach Sanders and Collins as well, both those guys?
Coach Sanders has been great, though. I knew him since high school, though. We stayed in touch a lot inside high school, though. He was recruiting me heavy, though. Coach Collins as well, though, too, though. So when I got here, though, I kind of already knew them. Like, once I got, like, on the visit and everything, he's like, yeah, 3 years later, though, now you're back here. You finished your career here.
Do you feel like your story is one that, like, guys coming up out of high school that maybe if they don't have that Power 5 offer or whatever it is, it doesn't matter where you go. You can go FCS, D2, D3, whatever it is. You just work, you can get here. You feel like that's something you can.
Definitely, yeah. You can definitely do whatever you put your mind to, though. If you see a goal that you want to do inside 4 years, though, just attack it.
Anything else?
All right, yep. Thank you.
Josh, up there.
Justin, what spot have you been learning?
The Mike linebacker position, and then a little bit of money, but more Mike position.
Did you play middle linebacker in high school? Or?
A little bit towards the start of senior season, but junior season I played more of a star, like to the field linebacker, so covering, also going down stand-up edge. So like that's one big part of my game, versatility. So I play edge, blitzing a lot, Mike linebacker, and then also outside linebacker, covering.
So Justin, similar question. What attracted you to Pitt? What did you see in that defense you thought was a good fit for you?
I say the aggressiveness and just how much they blitz, That's one thing. My high school at Good Counsel, we blitzed a lot, That was my D coordinator, Coach Sal. All we did was blitz. So same thing with Coach Bates. All we do is blitz, so that's what I love to do.
What did Pitt seem to kind of come on your radar during the recruiting process, and what stood out when they started recruiting?
What I say stood out to me is the relationships, like everybody's been saying. So what happened was, it was springtime. Coach Lamar and Coach Narduzzi, they came over to watch me lift during spring ball. And they just, after seeing me working out, they was like, yeah, that's the guy we want. So ever since then, I would say probably Coach Lamar is probably one of the closest ones that I've been with, other than Coach Manny. And then, so yeah, he was just talking to me every single day, checking in on me, and same with Coach Dude, just checking in and just had a great relationship with them.
At what point did you know it was Pitt?
I'll say the OV. The OV sealed the deal for me for sure.
So did you find yourself watching a bunch of games and thinking?
Yeah, last season shocked me for sure. I loved how they played, especially the linebackers. The Syracuse game, of course, 4 picks and 3 pick sixes. So that said everything that needed to be said right there.
What about your game allows you to be effective dropping back into coverage?
I'll say my versatility. I'm fast, downhill, big, strong. So I like to cover, blitz, and that's a big part of the linebackers game that they have here.
Like taking on that nickname, the Sharks, how do you sort of feel you fit into that group?
I feel like I'm hungry, just want to go eat, just like Sharks do. They out early working like we do here, just ready to eat and just hunt, So I say big part of being a Shark.
What have you learned from guys like Kyle and Rasheen since you've been here?
What I've learned from them, I'll just say you just need to work hard,
learning from, I'll say, Braylon. Braylon, me and him have been very close, since the OV. He was my OV host, so he stayed in contact with me the whole time, just checking in on me, talking to him. And then coming here and then meeting Kyle and Rasheem, just going over plays with them, hard on me in the weight room, hard on me in the field, just learning what it takes to be an All-American. Rasheem and Kyle, just taking on what they have taught me and instilled in me, just being here early, Kyle always here in the film room early morning, just taking on and learning from what he does so I could be All-American as well.
Did you know any guys before you came here? Like, were there any guys on Pitt or on your freshman class?
One of them that I known, I'll probably say Ghost, the D lineman, because he went to St. Francis. I played him, and he went to Gonzaga, so those were schools that I played back in high school. So I'll probably say Ghost, and then other than him, Braylon, meeting him.
Anything else?
So Josh, you're more of a safety, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of spot have they, either told you they like you in, or where have you been learning so far?
Mostly been learning safety right now, but as far as it, corner and nickel, I could play those two.
What about the two safeties, the field and the boundary?
Field and boundary both.
Is it tough to?
Not really. Getting to understand the scheme, the defensive part is really, I guess, flowing well for me.
Have you gotten a chance to work much with guys like Javon and Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
What have they told you about playing safety in this defense?
Really, just to work hard, play fast, physical, play safety. You gotta want to be hungry, so you gotta want to eat. So
I'm sure you want to get out in the field game type situation, but what's the biggest thing that you want to learn or you're trying to utilize this time for?
Really development, try to learn defense. That's the biggest thing right now.
As you guys are working right now, are you mostly just working with the defensive guys, or do you get a chance to do some one-on-ones with receivers and stuff?
When we first got here, we all the freshmen was in the indoor. We got to do some one-on-ones. It was some great work. As far as like one-on-ones, and it's like right now, no, we haven't yet do it. Today OTAs, we won't be doing one-on-ones like that. But in the spring, we're gonna start.
Who are those freshman receivers who impressed you?
Cameron Shout, TK, Tony Kinsler.
What makes those guys impressive?
They from Florida. They fast guys. I bond with them.
Do you hope to return kicks? Colin?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, punt return.
How do you think practicing against the fast offense that Kate Bell implements with his team, how do you think that helps you guys on defense just get adjusted to that speed?
I think it helps. It takes a big part. It's a big help with the defense, just because like fast tempo offense could like really increase the stamina of the defense. So
there's a few former Pitt safeties who are in the NFL right now, and Donovan's coming out this year. Do you get the sense that there's sort of a kind of a tradition here of like safeties playing well?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a tradition with corners and safeties. The whole defense, matter of fact, we got one All-American linebackers.
Is that part of what appealed to you about Pitt?
Yeah, DBs, safeties.
What do you like about Coach Sanders?
Coach Sanders, yeah, that's my guy right there. He been recruiting me since actually my sophomore year, so in high school. So yeah, we got a great bond.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Sean, what's the last 8 months or so been like for you, having to make the transition to Milford, and kind of going through that whole thing?
For me, it's definitely been different. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but moral of the story, I'm here and now, ready to compete and just get better every day. So it's been good transition.
There have been other guys who've come to Pitt who did that, who went to Milford for a year, and it seems like a lot of times they kind of come out of it with a different perspective. What'd you learn from that semester at Milford?
That semester at Milford, there was definitely a lot to take away. Just being highly recruited out of high school, having it all going on, then having to transition to going to a school like Milford where everybody's not there going to be highly recruited. Everybody there is not going to a Power 5 school after. So I definitely had different perspectives on it, and it made me take courage in what I'm doing, made me want to cherish it just a little bit more to keep going harder and get better.
Did you get a chance to talk to LaShawn McCoy at all about that transition?
I got to talk to him, but not too much about the transition. Just more so keeping my head up in that Milford's a good place for me to be.
Is there any chance you can play any offense here? You feel pretty stuck as a defensive back?
I want to say I feel stuck, but I would like to learn the defense because that's what I'm here to do. But if that opportunity comes, then I'll definitely be ready for it.
More of a corner or safety?
More of a corner. I like the corner position.
So how aware are you how Pitt plays corner, and is that man something that that challenge you've always welcomed?
At my high school, we were a cover 3 zone defense, but as it went on, I learned to play the role of a man corner, and I see what it takes. So I feel like being able to be physical and be an athlete at the end of the day is what makes a great corner. So definitely.
I think we all watch this team. We feel the corners have fairly simple jobs. You're left out on islands. You got to cover with that. I mean, is it as easy as it seems when you're learning the playbook? Like how hard is it to know everything that you're supposed to do?
Like you said, I feel like the corners, they have their own tasks. Like a lot of the safeties and different defenses have a lot going on. But as a corner, your job's out there to make sure you take that man out the game, that you could guard him the whole game and he doesn't have too many catches. So I feel it's a big task, but it's simple enough.
Do you feel like there's an element of mental toughness to having to play that side corner?
Definitely, just because you can't let one play break you. And playing corner, you're going to get shots thrown at you all game. So just being able to bounce back from anything and be prepared for when it comes.
Anything else?
Thank you.